Alright, so today, what am I doing? Converting my DT Access, what are these? Access Elite gravel wheels with disc brakes into tubeless. So I've got these American Classic valve stems right here with a rubber washer on the inside, and the outside has like a washer that goes along the rim, and they look kind of like just like that. So it says hand tighten valve core. So that's what I did, and I got these stands, no tubes, tire sealants for tubeless tires and tubeless conversions. And I got this extra fine glitter particles that I'm gonna put that I'm gonna mix with the stands to make it pretty much bomb proof. I heard a lot of people do that in the dirty Kanza, and I'm gonna mix it in this official stands mixing cup, which is 63 cc's right there. Yeah, and that's the plan. And this is the tire that I will be using, the Specialized Adventure Gear Sawtooth tires, Tanwell. So I have a couple 100 miles on these tires already, so I have a feeling when I use this thing right here, my air tool, which is the Air Tool Blast, which holds 170 psi. I have a feeling when I release it, the bead will pop into place, and when I spin it for the first time, it'll start sealing all the previous puncture holes that I already had in it. So that's the plan. Glitter particles in there. So the tire is almost completely sealed there. Just got this little bit of open portion right there, which is right there, and I'm going to pour the sealant into there. tire to the sealed portion, which is on the bottom. Now I'm gonna by hand seal up the tire because all the sealant is down there. So there it goes. There we go. And there's 63 cc's, 63 mLs of fluid in the tire, and it's completely sealed in there now. So I have to charge up the air blast tool and move on to the next step. For this, I attached the regular air tool to the top of this valve here on the air blast tool, and then close the valve, pump this thing up to charge it, and read the gauge on the normal air tool because the air blast tool doesn't have a gauge. And I'm supposed to pump it up to, I guess, 100 plus psi. I'll go to 110. 110. That should tubeless for the first time.
I need a cake box.
Let's do this. Okay.
Sorry,
That didn't quite work. Let me try this again. Okay, this is a little bit harder than I thought it would be. I have a lot more holes in this tire than I assumed. So there's 4 places that is leaking air as I release the air blast tool. Okay, here we go. Attempt number 4. Release it. Okay, so that one held a little more air. It's getting there. It's actually holding air this time. So I'm continuing to pump it. And I'm spinning this thing around as it's slightly leaking fluids, but it's definitely holding air, which is good. Okay, so I just got a burst of glitter over the floor, but I got about 20 psi, so you know what, I'm gonna let this thing seal up on its own. Let the stuff coagulate inside and just keep spinning it around, because I do have air in it now. And then once it seals up the holes, because I got some glitter that's sprayed out, I'm gonna come back to this and I'll work on wheel number 2 in the meantime. Put this on the side. Alright, so this one finally held the air. This is the rear tire, and so had a lot of leakage from the hole that it was sealing. So I released the 140 psi using the air blast tool, and then all the air started leaking on the bottom hole. So I turned it upside down and everything started spraying out. So then I covered it with my hand for about a minute on this portion right here, right there, and that coagulated enough of the liquid latex and glitter to seal up the hole. And so now it's all sealed up. There's no tube in here. This is the valve right here. It's all sealed up. It's got about, I would say, if I would assume, it would be about 65 psi in here now. So everything's all good now. No more drips. And then I could just clean up the tire, all the liquid latex around the tire, with a sponge. So one done, successful. Took about 5 tries, and this tire does have about 900 miles on it already. So it had a lot of holes in it to begin with. So if you're using a used tire, I would say you might have to give it about 5 tries like I did. And if you're using a brand new tire, probably less. But there you go. Tubeless number 1 for the Specialized Sequoia. On to number 2. This was super handy. Each one of these stands, tire sealants, each one of these bottles is 2 ounces, 59 mLs. So that's how much I used. And then the glitter I used was this extra fine glitter right here. Extra fine. And for this, I just kind of topped it off the top of the bottle here, or measuring cup here, just enough to cover the circumference of that circle. Make sure if you're doing this, you either do this outside or do it on a hard floor like I'm using here. So let it rip, release the cracking. There we go. I got my safety glasses on here in case they spray at me. There we go. This one is sealing, nothing's spraying out. Oddly, nothing. I didn't hear the pop, so I'm going to keep pumping it. comes out of the tire. Oh, there. The bead popped into place. Get a couple more pumps. There you go. Popped into place. Valve is at the bottom here, and there you have it. It's sealed up, and I don't hear any more hissing. So this front wheel, which had less punctures, took only 2 tries, and I let the sealant seal in it for about 25 minutes and came back to it without pumping more air into it with the air tool. The rear one took about 5 or 6 tries because it had more holes in the back. But there you go. So that's done. Sounds good. So I took out a full tube and a rim strip, a puncture tire strip, anti-puncture tire strip here. So saving weight as far as this tube and the puncture liner. Feels a lot lighter, and I'll let you know how it rides. I have ridden tubulars in the past, so let me just turn this up here. That tire right there, that Spinergy wheel, is tubular, so I know how tubulars feel, and I'll compare it to a tubular. This is way bigger, so it's definitely going to be more flush. And this is on a Axis Elite specialized wheel, and it's a disc wheel for the Specialized Sequoia. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. Any questions about tubeless, going tubeless, let me know. I just did it here for the first time, and I'll let you know how it rides in the following vlogs. Aloha. Bye.